1959, longtime model company Aluminum Model Toys, better known as AMT, began production of their 1/25th scale 32 Ford Model B. The kit was called the Deuce because of the number 2 associated in its year model. This was a 2-in-1 kit which could be built as a street rod or the stock Model B Roadster. It was also a part of the Trophy Series kits that AMT produced. In 1960, the 32 5-window coupe was released in a 3-in-1 kit. Still under the Trophy Series, this kit could be built as a race car, street rod, or just a stock version. "1961 brought us the 32 Model B Sport Roadster 3-in-1 kit. It could be built stock, modified, or custom. This was basically the same kit as the original release, but with a few more parts and different box art. A few years later, in 1963, AMT retooled and released the 32 Ford Victoria Customizing Kit. This was also a 3-in-1 kit that could be built fully customized or remain stock. In 1964, the kit would get new box art to reflect the optional ways the kit could be built. 5 years after its original release, the 32 Ford Roadster was given a makeover with new box art and the addition of a few new parts. Holding to the old saying, "If it ain't broke, don't fix it," AMT would continue to produce this kit for decades. Keeping with tradition, in 1966, AMT would rebox the 5-window Deuce and call it the 32 Ford Coupe Snake Eyes. This kit also came with new decals. In 1968, the 32 Ford Victoria would be reboxed as the 32 Ford Vicky Bonnie and Clyde edition. This was still a 3-in-1 kit, but what made the kit unique was the bullet holes that were actually holes in the box where you could see the contents. Also, the kit contained a diorama of a bank robbery in process with Bonnie and Clyde. New tooling in 1969 introduced the 32 Ford Phaeton, rarest of the Fords model kit. Still a 3-in-1 kit with all the options to customize. This kit would also undergo a facelift in 1973 and joined the Street Rod series. There were a few new parts added, such as the mag wheels shown on the box art. Also notice the 25th anniversary mention on the box. This was to commemorate AMT's conception in 1948. 1973 would bring us 2 more kits. First would be the again reboxed 32 Roadster, as well as the 32 Ford Tudor sedan, both of the Street Rod series. Not to beat a dead horse, but again we see the reboxing and updating of the 32 5-window coupe in 1975, and in 1976 the 32 Roadster was updated and reboxed. In 1978, AMT was purchased by the British company Lesney, the makers of Matchbox. This would be made evident with the Matchbox logo on the box of the 32 Ford Vicky that released that year. In '79, they changed the box slightly, but not enough that you could really notice. The short-lived ownership of AMT by Lesney would release the Reggie Jackson edition of the 32 Ford Roadster in 1981. 1983 brought new life and new ownership to AMT when it was purchased from Lesney by the Ertl Corporation. Throughout the 80s and the 90s, AMT continued to produce basically the same kits, but with minor changes like box art and decals. As the 32 Ford had shown itself to be tried and true, not much had to change since it was a leading kit by AMT. I mean, really, who doesn't like it? 32 Ford, right? 1999 did bring one drastic change with the 32. It was called the 32 Ford Phantom Vicky. This kit had a very modern flair, which shone in its modern suspension and modern style engine. After its initial release, you didn't see much more out of this kit, which again holds true to the term, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. AMT would go back to its roots and continue to produce the original style of the 32s that were so popular with them in the past, up until 2005. To the best of my knowledge, there wasn't a 32 Ford produced under the AMT brand from 2005 all the way to 2015, when Round 2 brought back the Vicky as the Retro Deluxe 32 Ford Lil Vicky. With Round 2 now owning AMT and continually bringing back model kits that have been long out of production, we should have high hopes that they will also bring back the line of 32 Fords that started life with AMT all the way back in 1959. This concludes my presentation of the history of the 1932 Ford by AMT. I want to thank you for taking time to watch this video. If you haven't already subscribed, I'd appreciate it if you did so. Also, go check out our Facebook group and our friends over at Hobby Nut Models. The links to both of these will be in the description below. Again, guys, thanks for watching. Take care, be safe, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.